Okay, guys, welcome back to the No Victim Podcast. This is episode 23. I'm your host, Gabe No Victim. We are in Nutley, New Jersey at Goose Media Group. This is called Goose Media Group.
Yeah.
That's it. Shout out Goose Media Group. I'm here, as per usual, ever so unfortunately, with my co-host, Pablo Farnan. Pablo, what are we doing in Nutley, New Jersey today?
Well, I'm excited. I'm really grateful that we're here. Fortunately. Today we are graced by the presence of a friend now who's becoming a friend. I met Phil actually through different passing events. And I had a client based in Austin, Texas, who was part of a mastermind group or an inner circle group, I would say, through another friend of now a friend of mine who's based in Miami, and a super successful entrepreneur by the name of Eric Spofford, who's also been on the No Victim podcast previously as well. And through these connections, I was blessed to meet Phil, and Phil's based here in New Jersey, super successful entrepreneur. I'm actually excited to learn more about all of the things, but I know in the salon space, in the real estate space, has a beautiful family, a couple beautiful cars in the driveway, beautiful home, and we're here to learn, and we're really grateful that you took the time. So without further ado, Phil Santos.
I clap for myself.
Go clap for yourself. Yeah, man. We're grateful to have you.
Thank you, guys. I appreciate it. It's really hard to follow up after that. That's pretty fucking good.
We do what we can.
I'm gonna dig them up right now, but I'll start with this. Do you know what the nickname for Nutley is?
I don't.
Slutly.
I love that.
That's where my wife's from, by the way.
Well, why? Because there's a lot of sluts here, or what?
I mean, if I gotta explain it,
He's like, it's as far as I'm going to go.
pizza's really good here, though. Phenomenal.
Pizza's really good. I love
good.
that. I love that. Well, first of all, again, thank you for having us and being on the pod. And we would love to hear a little bit about just like generally for the people that don't know you, who you are, who, what, where, and why, all the things. Would love to know a little bit more about you.
Yeah, no, absolutely. So I grew up a few miles from here. I was born in Newark, New Jersey.
Amazing.
And then the town next door, Harrison, New Jersey. My parents were Portuguese immigrants. I was born here, and it was very like working class neighborhood. I'm an only child, and back then, I knew when I was younger, I knew like I had a lot of energy, and I didn't know how to expose that energy.
Where to put
it. And so I just remember like 4 or 5 years old, one of my first memories. We moved to Harrison, went to kindergarten. I stole a little Hot Wheels car. My dad they called him from work. I got in trouble.
Nice.
And I was like, something hit because I got a little reaction from my dad. And I had great parents, but they would work all day. And back then, you didn't even need a babysitter. Like, you'd leave your kid at home. Like, the whole block would go to school. Now people are like, oh my God. But like, that's just what it was.
Right.
Nobody's paying for a babysitter.
Nah.
So I got a little like attention from that, a little reaction from that. And then, I started getting in trouble a lot. I would say I was highly intelligent. Teachers always told me that, and I believe that too. But I just couldn't stay still. I had that just like, people will say it's ADHD now or ADD. I really didn't care what it is, right? I think it just, when I was going to school, school was structured a certain way that didn't necessarily work for me. I didn't know that. So what happened was I started hanging out with, I had like basketball courts in front of my house.
Yeah.
And there's all older dudes, and they became my older brothers. And unfortunately, it's not the best role models at the park. And so I got in a lot of trouble. They put me in Catholic school, got in trouble. I just got in trouble all the time.
Yeah.
But, I believe I was a good kid. I was just, looking for attention. I got it from the guys on the street and everything. And then I was a big skater, so I skateboarded everywhere in the city, played the drums. And then I got into like recreational drugs, right? Like for fun, really, smoking weed, drinking, and then clubbing a lot in the city in the 90s. And then next, I'm doing hard drugs for fun, partying. And then one day I wake up and I'm not partying no more. It's just full on addiction. And with that comes jails, institutions, sometimes death, because I OD'd a couple times, but luckily I got revived. And, I was stuck in that for like 2 decades almost. I got clean at 32, I saw other people that got clean, and I was like, how the fuck did they do it? And
Sure.
I modeled it after them. We went to Narcotics Anonymous, still go, and I got clean. So that little bit there is like, cool, I got clean, and that's all I wanted. I wanted to get clean. I wanted to get a girl. I wanted to get a car, a good job. And I'm like, I hit the fucking lotto considering where I was coming from. But then something happened where it was like, I wanted more, and not necessarily materialistic, but just like, I was like, I didn't get clean just to be fucking lame. You know what I mean? Like, I like to just get a job. For that, I'll just go back to what I was doing. And I think that's where my like search started developing.
I'm just curious because there's, a lot of people that do drugs and get clean, and they hold so much significance to that, just getting clean, just their sobriety, and in general, that's kind of like their biggest accomplishment. I'm sure you've seen that before, where it kind of almost becomes like a crutch in their like overall life success. I've seen this happen with my own friends, and people that really aren't my friends anymore for a good reason. But I'm curious, and this may be a really more general question, but why did you become an entrepreneur of all things? Because not everyone does that.
I don't think I like gunned it to be an entrepreneur. And even when I got clean, like that word was used, but not like, it was more like big companies. I always knew I wanted to do stuff. I knew how to like, listen, before I started getting high, I kind of like knew how to move a little bit. You know what I mean? Once I got high, I became a fucking expert. Because I was saying it earlier, like I never missed a fucking day.
Right.
And I didn't have money all the time. I made it fucking happen.
Yeah.
Unless I was locked up or something.
Just to ask real quick, were you just like a partaker of, or did you like distribute and like get into selling
Everybody
up as well?
distributes at first, and they'll tell you they're a fucking kingpin. I wasn't a fucking. You start doing it, then you have it. You start doing that, and then you're like, all right, I'm not selling nothing.
I got you.
It's it was more like the hustle, like Robbins stealing. I went to jail a lot, stealing cars back then. Then I kind of figured something where it was less risk. You kind of like develop a system. How do I stay out of jail and keep doing this shit? Right. And you adapt.
Because jail sucks.
Yes, it does.
By the way, I've been there only once.
Yeah.
I have yet to go.
You never want to go.
It's never too late. Yeah. Tell you that much.
Today could be your day. With that, to Gabe's point though, I'm curious. You didn't just like magically like, start thinking differently, right? Like you either maybe, and I guess the question ultimately is like, did you meet someone, see something, hear something, podcast? I don't even know, just something that maybe sparked like, whoa, like
I'm very curious about that.
Life could be different. Because I remember for both of us, we came from a really small town, like cornfields, Pennsylvania, right? And no one thought that way. Everyone was, right? Like,
so and to your point too, before you answer this too, I've always looked at this as like it's almost like a chance encounter, and you have to see it as an opportunity when you hear about entrepreneurship, or else it's like the margin between knowing about it and not knowing about it is so thin. And then that person becomes successful, and then it's like the other person is like on the other side, never really sees life like it is. Did you have a moment like that, or a few moments like that in your life?
Yeah, down the way, but I think in the beginning was like I kind of knew what I didn't want. And that's not always the best way to go about it, but like I was like,
not a bad way.
I would see a lot of people in recovery, and their accomplishment, right, was like being clean. They're like, at least I'm clean. At least I'm not getting high. After like 3 years, you're like, bro, it's like, okay, like, so they didn't make a goal. They didn't make any other goals. So I knew that. I knew a lot of them. I saw the patterns they were repeating. They had horrible relationships. Like they would go to, listen, and I still go to Narcotics Anonymous. This isn't shit, and this isn't everybody, but it's a good majority.
Sure.
They would go to meetings and share and speak and go on speaking tours and everything. And then like, if you follow them home, you're like, wait a minute, the fucking audio don't match with the video. Like the math's not mathing. And so I didn't like that. And then I followed some people that were doing really good. And we would say like they took the show on the road, not just in the church basements where, if you sound good, everybody's like, oh my God, you know what I mean? It's like,
yeah.
And so I knew what I didn't want at first. And then I modeled it after one person or two people. I liked their message because, and I learned early on, I don't want advice from anybody. I want experience and not just like staying clean, but like, one of my buddies helped me get into the carpenters union and told me exactly what to do. And he was in it. See how easy that is? And then that's one step. And then, but it really is, right? It's simple. And then I started going more outside, which was like, I saw buddies that never got high that were successful. I started asking what changed, what did. And then they got bigger. I started doing seminars, masterminds, you know, talked earlier. Tony Robbins is a big part of my life.
Yeah.
So there wasn't like one click, but it was, you know.
And I don't want to say something too, because what generally, and I know this all too fucking well, right? Because I've learned the hard way, is like really more so. It is really like what you're saying is like it's just laying bricks. Like you're just slowly every day, like you're learning. And I think a lot of people, they, you know, I don't want to confuse like anybody listening, like to think like I'm asking him. I'm just curious about if there were those moments, but those moments aren't necessarily like always the moments that are going to be like the defining moments, because like really what defines someone I've found in my experience is that consistency. And so I'm curious about this too, because, and I asked this to a lot of people because I'm genuinely so fucking curious. In those moments, like when you're getting clean and you're chasing success and all that, like I'm curious as to what the actual conversations were like in your head when you were in those moments. Yeah.
There was lots of conversations in my head. Holy shit, you're taking me back. Listen, I'm going to tell you, when I got clean, I was fucking shooting 2 bundles of fucking dope. I was on 130 milligrams of methadone. Then, you know, smoking crack, shooting coke, like whatever the fuck you had, right? And so like I got to the point, lots of times I got to the point, this time I was like, I had a newborn son. He wasn't keeping me clean. He was born addictive, actually, and had to stay there. People are like, your kids will get you clean. They won't. They might, but they won't keep you clean. I had to do it for me. So I got clean. It was November 11th, right? I got clean, and I just remember like I was going to meetings 3 times a day. I didn't want to be ready. I didn't want to be in my head. So I went to meetings because I didn't trust myself. I talked to people all the time. I went to go stay in a buddy's house while I got clean for like 2 or 3 months because I didn't trust myself. I raised my hands at meetings. I felt awkward, goofy. I had long hair down to here. I had braids. I had sunglasses. I didn't look nobody in the eye. No social. Now I'm clean. I'm like vulnerable. I'm hurting. I was like, I didn't sleep for months because of the methadone kicking. And,
Wow.
but my willingness was greater than the pain. Like I felt it, right? Like I would sleep and it was like 15 minutes, then get up, go in the bathtub, hot bath, so my muscles could relax, hopefully go back to sleep. It was like that from November to like fucking April, March. And but I was in it. So consistency, I had a routine. I became disciplined. I was never disciplined.
Yeah.
And I kept it in the day. So, you know, I'm not sleeping all night waiting for the meeting to fucking get there. But yeah, if it was just, that's the whole thing. So it's like it takes like a fellowship, right? Because by myself, like I got myself into the shit by myself. I'm gonna keep myself in this by myself. So I put my hand in somebody's back pocket, like literally.
Yeah.
And I was like, he was like, if you want what I got, do what I did. And like he's like, to a T. I was like, all right. And so like I learned that moment, I learned how to take direction. I never was good at taking direction. Now, if you're ordering food, I'm like, by all means, bro, order for me. Tell me what to do. I don't question. I don't nothing. I learned that. But yeah, listen, after to finish that, to the answer to the question, after 30 days, you're different, 60 days, 90 days. Like I said, like by 6 months, I had a great routine, right? And wasn't sick anymore. You know, I was doing some shit. I didn't work for like a year and a half, 2 years because I didn't want work or money to be like my excuse. I just focused on staying clean. It's like business. I went all in.
Yeah.
Everything. I sat in the front, right in the middle. I took commitments from coffee maker. Didn't know how to make coffee. I became an expert. Treasurer, chairman, you know what I mean? Like put chairs away, everything. So, yeah, man, my fucking, plus I knew my, what do they say? Stinking thinking. My thinking was all fucked up. Like I just like couldn't, You know what I mean? I had to develop new skills.
So I'm curious. And a lot of people have said, that this is bad or a little good or whatever. Like I've always thought that this was just necessary. And do you think, and this is a pretty general question, but we can really get into it. Do you think that during this time that you operated from like positive energy or more negative energy? And here's what I mean. Were you thinking the whole time like, yeah, I'm going to figure this out. Let's go every day. Come on. Let's get another rep in, lay another brick. Or was it like, I want my enemies to lose. I'm going to fucking prove everybody wrong. Everyone like, cause and for answer this question, the reason I have thought this way is because that's really what the fuck got me out of bed early in the morning. Like springing out of bed is like, I would really, I mean, I can probably, I won't, but I could name like 5 people that like I still like are on my shit list, right?
Go ahead.
But I think about that, and the reason, not all the time, but what has that experience been like for you? Do you feel like you've operated from that negative energy, like, oh, I'm gonna fucking prove you guys wrong, like all this? Was it more?
I'm from the streets, so of course in the beginning, right?
Yeah.
Like you're like, oh yeah, fuck you.
Yeah.
Watch, I'll show you. So now you're not doing anything for you. You're doing it for everybody else. And usually you fail. Like you can't sustain that energy. Like if somebody fucks you over, you want to fuck them over. Imagine fucking them over forever. It's a lot of fucking work, right? And they're not even thinking about you.
True.
It's just an illusion. So yes, in the beginning, right? And then I learned through principles, step work, everything, like sit on my hands. I was afraid. Cool, I got clean, right? I was so compulsive. If I heard, I could hear a bag of heroin from 2 blocks away rip, and I'd be like, phew. Like I was fucking, you know what I mean? Like dog whistle type shit. And I was, meaning like I was compulsive. I didn't have that pause. I was really scared, like, bro, I'm never gonna not think about drugs. Yeah. Like I could stop, but up here it's fucking going. Yeah. And it's like, just somebody's flooring the fucking engine. Yeah. So I developed that skill with time. And then what happened was like, I attached that to everything else. Like I used to get out of my car, like what's good? You know what I mean? And now I'm like, no, you're good. Go ahead. Yeah, totally. So today, and I just want to preface a little bit. So today we, met at Phil's house, and we drove our Lamborghinis to his salon. And which, by the way, it's amazing. The whole operation is just very impressive, very high quality. Like, just again, I'm not the fucking salon guy, right? I don't know things about salons, but looks amazing. This haircut was done by what's his name? Robin.
Yeah. Robin cut my hair. Shout out to Robin. Probably the best cut I've ever got in my life. He was even like stunned. He was speechless.
I might be biased,
he was fucking
but
speechless.
He did really good.
So. And the reason I'm prefacing with this and I'm curious about this because I met the people that, work for you and are there and they, the person that you're partners with and all that. And it seems like everyone's, kind of on this, not kind of very much so on the same page and they're enjoy what they do, like very positive energy. And so you told us kind of how about you got clean and you had those better conversations with yourself and you eventually found routine. But I know a lot of people and, especially in like the coaching space, and there's a lot of coaches watching this and people that want to make money online. It's like, it's almost like, it's not that hard. You have to bust your ass. Of course, I won't take away from anyone, but it's not that hard to like make a couple $100,000 a year.
Of course.
Hustle your way.
Yeah.
And what I witnessed today was like a whole operation of people. And he has, how many locations do you have total? Like that you're partnered up with?
10, actually.
10. So like, and we're talking like dozens and dozens and dozens of people that are working there. So I mean this is a whole umbrella we can go down, but I'm curious as to when you were like, oh, okay, I'm not going to make as much money, or was it a conversation about money? Was it a conversation about potential? Was it a conversation about I need to create value for other people? Like, because I did it before, I'm sure, because I know a guy who went to like Alcoholics Anonymous, and he would always say like, you help somebody else, you help yourself. Right. So I'm curious as to what that was like for you, that process going from hustler to essentially a CEO and an operator.
They're very similar. So, but there's just obviously as you grow, we were saying this too before, like there's like ready, there's street level, which is just like transactional, boom, boom, right? And then as you grow, it becomes more relational. So I do relational, not transactional. Obviously, the money's important, but how did I get to it? A lot of time, I was saying, so I went to a lot of seminars, a lot of masterminds to fix me. Or not even, I didn't even think I needed fixing, really.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I was like, I'm pretty fucking good. It was more, because I got clean, right? I hit the fucking lotto. What do I got to do? My compass would be like, you should have talked to me 2 years ago. And,
Right.
you know, people don't give a fuck after that, right?
Right.
So I went to Tony Robbins in 2017. A buddy of mine gifted me a ticket. He was like on IG, whoever wants a ticket, I got one. It was $1,000 for me. $1,000 could have been $100,000 at that point. Like I had it, but I was like, I won't spend it. You know what I mean?
Right.
I was like, I don't think it's. And he's like, tell me why. I told him why. He knew my story. He's like, it's yours. And I was like, really? He's like, and it was in Newark. He's like, listen, it's 4 days. Don't go on YouTube. I know who he was, right? But like, don't go down the rabbit hole. Just be open, no bias, nothing. I'm like, cool. I'll meet you there. He's like, nah. I'm going to be there, but like the whole thing is for you to do it by yourself. It's 13,000 people. You'll be all right. And I'm like, what? And then, so I went there and it's like totally like I was not expecting a lot of music, a lot of sensory, right? Music, a lot of physiology, jumping up and down, screaming. And at first, the first hour, I'm like, I ain't doing this gay ass shit. You know what I mean? It's fucking corny. Because you're always like, one of my homies is gonna see me.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, what do I do?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And here's what's funny. Look, this podcast could be too long if I give you too much shit. So I used to be in a 1% biker club for a long time, right? And and then I was clean and I was still in it, right? So 2017, I'm at this seminar and somebody texts me from a number I don't know. And they go, yo, turn around or look to your left. And I'm like, who the fuck is this? That's why I didn't want to be goofy because somebody's going to fucking see me there, right? So I look, it's the president of my 1% biker club. And I'm like, oh, you're here? Right? Like, we fuck people up and, biker shit. I'm like, and he looked at me, he's like, so are you? And I'm like, now I'm like, I really can't do nothing because he's watching me. But we're there for the same fucking purpose, right? Sure. I didn't know he was at a point in his life where he wanted to change too.
Wow.
And it was like, I was like, all right. Now, with that being said, I moved my ass somewhere else where he couldn't see me because I still wasn't ready.
Right.
And, so I could go all in. So it's 4 days. It's first day, it's like breaking down a lot of your beliefs and your patterns. They're not real. Either your environment, parents, school, job, internet. Like put them on you. Then the second day is like building new ones because you can't just have them void. They'll get filled back up again with the same shit or stupid shit to get in there. So you need new ones. And then second, third day, you're starting to find techniques how to get in peak state with your physiology and how to like actually control and dictate your destiny. People are like, it's not your destiny, meaning like you can't do nothing about it. It's bullshit. You know that, right? It's bullshit. Yeah. Like, absolutely. You might not do 100%, but a good 90%. It's up to you and how you react. Fourth day is about health and stuff like that because that's important so you're not having mood swings with like caffeine and then milk, like uppers and downers type shit. So I left and I remember I got home. First, I'm too amped up when I left. I'm trying to change everybody's life, right? I'm like, yeah, fucking.
Almost forgot about your own, right?
Yeah. Like, I was like, cool. Because it's very, like, what's wrong when you go to one of those events, right? It's easy. You're like, oh, I got to stop doing this. You know what I mean? Like, it's easy. So then my wife's like, I want to go. I brought her next year. I pay it forward. I bought her a ticket. Following year, I had a partner. Bought him a ticket. And then I bought 5 tickets, 30 tickets. I gave back all the time. And what happens is as you go after every year, like the easy shit, like it's like if you're stealing, guess what you got to do? Don't steal. If you're lying, like first year, surface it. Second year, by the 5th year, I'm like, damn, I got to fucking search for some shit. And but the searching helps you develop. So there's a psychology behind it. Now what's awesome is like, because I've had all those patterns and everything, I see them in you guys right away and everybody else, or character defects as some people call them. And so it doesn't mean I call them out. It just means like I know where you're at.
No, you did today.
So
Already.
Yeah.
A couple times.
my bad.
No. We're here.
So I used to walk around with my eyebrow up and like mean mugging because I just didn't want you to get close.
Yeah.
Stay away.
Do I mean mug?
No, you're pretty good.
You're pretty good.
Pretty good.
Damn, I thought I did mean
You
mug.
thought you mean mug? I mean, not around me. I smile too much. You're not gonna mean mug.
Well, also I feel comfortable around tattoo
I saw you when
people,
you
I
were
feel like.
driving and somebody didn't let you in. You fucking mean mug.
Oh, well, I was like,
Yeah,
I said so. I gave him some choice
yeah.
verbiage.
You gave him an option.
First Lamborghini, okay?
Well, you know what he was doing? He was
saw him.
not letting me in, and then
saw
I
him.
get over, and then he's like, "Go in now." I'm like, then he was like literally
Then he didn't.
honking, yelling at me to
Yeah.
get. I'm like, come on, all right, I'm
You know
not
why,
here.
right?
Well, yeah,
You don't have a light bulb.
yeah,
Who's upset?
yeah. He's not mad at me.
So you start learning the psychology of that. It actually helps you with working with other people. So instead of changing them, you just know where they're coming from, and you could kind of like, you know, if you're just like, remember that teacher that tell you to do something all the time, and you're just like, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
You're not gonna do it. But then there's that one teacher that's like, yo, he's cool with me. He kind of figures me out. It kind of becomes that. And when I'm leading this big organization of leaders, employees, you know, coworkers and shit like that, everybody has a different language.
So that's what I want to talk about actually, because I'm curious. Because and selfishly for myself, you most of the people that you work with are women.
Correct.
Seems
yeah.
like.
Yeah.
My team is men, and my clients are men. Do you think that there's a fundamental difference in the way? Okay.
Men are worse.
Okay. In what way? In what way? I'm
Ego.
curious. And I didn't say that in the
Ego.
microphone too, that question, but ego. Okay.
Ego.
Elaborate. I'm curious to elaborate. Why do you think men have a big ego? Men that have worked for you and worked with you?
Worked for me, worked with me, other men. Like, listen, I think that's the biggest crippling thing, period, with men is ego. Women don't have it. Like they're proud, but they're more insecure. They just, you know, as a being, unless they're around others. And if you notice, they get like catty and shit more than, and not all, right? But those are the things. In my industry, and I told you earlier, it's like a male hairstylist is put on a pedestal. Usually there's one, or you at salon, there's like two. How many women were there? A lot.
Yeah.
So now they're like the golden child, right? So, and listen, this isn't like a fucked up shit. This is like a certain percentage, right? Like Robbins like that, but he's cool as hell. He doesn't really have an ego. That's why I work with him very well. So, you know, you got the hands of God. Oh my God, it's unbelievable. All day you're just getting accolades. Like, you can't even try to turn that off. It's hard unless you really do some work on yourself and hone it in. And so now, and that's not even that aggressive ego now, but now you can't like listen to nobody else. Nobody could tell you shit. You're the creator. You think this is all because of you. You're just like, you know, in this false reality of what's going on. And eventually you dig yourself into a hole with all your relationships, business, marriage, you know, friends, kids.
Why do you think men do that?
I
Self-sabotage is kind of what you're saying?
don't think they do it on purpose as a self-sabotage. It just feels good, I think, at first, right? Like you start hearing it, and now it's like drugs, right? You're like, this is good. I want some more. I want some more. Now you just don't want to be out of there. You think, remember, you're painting this picture where you think everybody is just less than you. You start like thinking that way. So nobody could, you know, Elon Musk could go there and tell you how to go into space, and you're like, he don't know shit. He's a fucking retard. Because everybody else is just like, those are my experiences with a lot of, ready? In the artistic world, creative world, chefs. I have a lot of chef friends. I love you guys. But you guys are all ego too. A lot of hairstylists at tattoo shops, tattoos. So service-based industry where Instagram put them on this, right? Even before, but it was less because you'd have to be like a real famous chef and like, or TV. There weren't that many. Everybody's fucking famous now.
Yeah.
So egos have gone through the roof.
Yeah.
Like the certain chefs I have, cool as hell to take feedback, not necessarily from me, but like, they're like, how was it? Give me the truth. Like, those are the good ones. Those are the ones I want to be around, and hairstylists too. But they listen, they're different. It's not everybody's looking who's easier or who's better.
Yeah.
They're both, and the women have 7 personalities, so you got to figure that the fuck out too.
right? I also have to ask, how did you, was the plan salons? Like, did you know that from the beginning? How'd you get into that? How did that industry specifically?
My wife's a stylist. I had a tattoo shop. I just sold it last year, but
wow.
I had it for 15 years, right? So in 2016, I knew my wife. We knew we were going to open up a shop. We were under contract for a 3-family house.
Okay.
My first home. A place popped up while I was under contract. I used the down payment, opened the shop really quick. I was a carpenter. Remember, I was donating materials for the workplace, and I was just building it, working, and then building it. I was like, I got 2 months to get that down payment back so I could close, and like we made it happen, and we opened, right, a small place, 5-chair, and
Wow.
that was also like, see, that's how opportunity comes. At least to me, it comes like bigger than what I want. Like, I'm not ready, no money, all these things going on. I was proposing to my wife, buying a ring, you know what I mean? Like, just like on and on and on. And when you get through it, at the end, you're like, oh shit, I just did all that shit. Fucking dope.
Yeah.
Then you chill, and then another opportunity comes. Fuck, it's bigger, it's different. Because now that's easy. You've done it. Right? So, like, that's how the opportunities come for me. But yeah, she's a stylist. We opened up one. It's cool because she's the creative, so she's the front of the house, and I was the back of the house. I did all the social media, all the ads, marketing, targeting, put systems in place for the stylist and the business and everything. And she did that part, but just like, you know, the social media for the creative, education, you know, recruiting. So that we did one, kind of like burst at the seams. Nobody was doing ads or marketing because everybody was just like old school. We just do referrals. We don't do that shit.
What year?
We don't go on social media.
What year was this? Like the first one?
2016.
Okay.
So ads helped your business. Facebook ads?
How did I what?
Facebook ads helped your business?
Facebook and Instagram.
So
So now it's Meta, right? So Facebook, Instagram, and Google, all three.
So you were kind of like a part of a smaller subset of people that was doing that at that time?
I was like the only one I controlled the whole market here in New York City.
Wow.
I learned it from the tattoo business.
Paid
I
ads.
learned it I was always like tech heavy, right? So I did Foursquare back there, which was location based before you could add a location on Facebook.
Right.
And you would do a picture. And then Facebook started doing pictures, and then Instagram. Facebook bought Instagram. I was doing Facebook ads. They were really cheap. I was doing Google ads too. So like Google is like somebody's ready to fucking get a tattoo or get a haircut. They search best salon in New Jersey, best salon in New York City. I pop up. They're ready. For me, Instagram and Facebook is awareness, brand awareness. I just keep that rolling when they're ready. Takes a year, takes 2 years. They'll see it. I never stop it. I never stop any of them, but that's how I look at it. It's different if you're doing something digital and subscription. You're not going to search it on Google. Right. You might not need Google ads, right? You're going to use more meta-based. So, but I learned how to like, you know, client conversion. What does it cost? How many phone calls came in? Phone calls are big. How many click? You know, just all the analytics to it, and then adjust it. Keep it to this day. I still adjust it, and then put money. But before, I was saying that to you, I think before all that, I need to make sure the systems are in place so that when they answer the phone, so that people are working there, not fucking somewhere else, and they could take the client in. So you need all those systems first to receive before you just like, hey, I need ads and make money.
Yeah.
Like you got to close. You know what I mean?
Of course.
And retention.
Of course. Absolutely. I've seen that was first one for me too, is I initially, when I was a fitness coach, didn't have the best retention, simply because I didn't have the best accountability system, admittedly. And yeah, I think that's another thing too, was understanding ads. And I find that very fascinating, actually, the concept of paid ads and just like meta ads and all that, because I've ran my business organically without paid ads up until like the last 100, maybe 180 days, like maybe 120 days. And I've seen like a drastic effect in my business's in the systematization of the lead generation. And it feels like just like 1,000 pounds off my shoulders, because I've been able to automate essentially what it is. It's like you're just automating the distribution. You're just letting technology automate the distribution of the ad. and you just pay for it, right? And you pay however much. And obviously, there's certain metrics to track, but I'm curious as to what you think makes an ad a good ad. So like obviously you get the systems dialed in, and I think this is the big thing with like, and maybe you can give some advice to like service-based owners, right? Because what you're saying is like there's multiple parts of the business, right? There's closing, you gotta and like you gotta make sure that people are there, and like before you just start blasting ads. How do service-based business owners, and business owners in general, like how do they figure out like, okay, this is what's completely fucking wrong about my business, like this is the spot that's fucking up, and this is what I need to fix? Like how do you go about that process in a mature and non-emotional way so you can just scale?
I like
because it's a
mature and non-emotional.
Yes, because
that's your answer.
And I mean like
that's actually,
I mean more so
As
like
he said it
like, right, and I more so mean like
I could go into it, right?
And I mean mature as in like I feel like when you're young in your entrepreneurial journey, you're more like spastic about your decision making, where you're not calculated, you're not thinking. So that's more so what I meant.
So emotion fucks up everything, right? People are so like, they'll use words like, or phrases like, in my core, which means like it's fucking in there. That's how strong I believe in it. When I hear that, I'm just like, oh, you're fucked. You got to work through that shit, buddy. Like that's, you know what I mean? Like don't even, just go ahead, do your
start
thing.
there.
All right, I'm not never gonna say that shit around him.
Yeah. How I found that, look, Tony Robbins helped. Then I did a business mastery with him. I did others. Yeah. You have to be around other people that are doing it right. Because you can surround yourself with other business owners. Employees suck. Nobody wants to work. I'm like, it's you, bro. It's not, can't find. I'm like, I'm doing a great job. What, am I lucky?
Yeah.
No. Like, it's, you have to get away from that. You have to go to professionals. You have to get a coach, right? Do consulting, whatever the fuck it is. Pay the programs. Some of them are gonna suck. It's part of the deal. You're not gonna fucking get it on the first 100%. One.
Been there.
You gotta. The more you spend isn't necessarily the more you get, but the higher tiered ones, when you figure them out, and they deliver, you're like, oh shit, and you have to execute them right away. So when we make decisions, we don't. A question for you. So it's like, what's the most important in a business? The employees, the clients, or the business? Tell me the order.
I would say
it's good, right?
What I should say, I feel like
whatever.
I would say the employees.
Don't look at me and then like, you're like,
the employees, the clients, then the business.
What about
you? I think it's business, employees, clients.
Okay. So it's clients first, because if you have no clients, you have no business.
Right. This is true.
That doesn't mean they're right. Most important. Right? What do we spend most of our time? Getting clients. Then it's the business. Last is employees. It doesn't mean they're pieces of shit employees.
No.
It's how you make decisions. So you make decisions, not, hey, their values. You see that? Right. So you're like, client, then like, is this good for the business?
Yes.
Because what do most people do? They go like this. Bob came to me and he says he wants a raise. I don't want to let him go. All right, fuck it. You just made a decision for the employee, not the business, not the client.
Yeah, sure.
So when I learned that, it was the same thing. I was like, fucking what? Where were you 10 years ago, So now we make decisions like that. I show that to leadership, and you remove emotion when you're doing that.
That's really good advice, dude.
And I just have to ask this too. When you started the first salon, and now you have 10, is that right? Soon to be more. We'll get into that in a minute. Did you know, like when you got the first one, it was up and running, you're making the systems, doing all the things, like did you know that you were like, I'm going to have 10 of these? I'm going to have a bunch of these.
Not 10. I knew I was going to have, like, as soon as because I was doing it at the tattoo shop, and I was like hitting like, at that time, 2016, 600,000 a year there, like gross. I was like, cool, because I had small thinking still. Like I wasn't going anywhere thinking I could, when you're from nothing, you're like 600 grand is a lot of fucking money. And I hit the salon too, and then it just like, it was growing super quick with the systems and ads and everything, and then I burst. I was like, cool, I need to do another. I did another. As I did another, then it happened. After like the second, I'm like, oh, we're gonna do more.
Start
You
to
know what
see
I mean?
more. Yeah.
Yeah, and now what happens is like you're starting to do more, whatever it is, with the systems you have for the one, not knowing that you can't do 3, 4, 5. Like you could with those systems, but they're gonna fuck up and crash. Like, you build your first one, whatever business is, some of them are friends, you have relationships, you're not really making the business decisions, you're making emotional ones. You're like, oh, this is fun. We could do this twice. They're gonna love me. And they're like, no, we're not signing up. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
or they just think you're doing better than them, and then they're just like, where's my fucking Lambo?
Yeah, 100%. So I want to talk about that actually, because you said something to me today, and this is, I'm really, really thinking of like the listener here. You asked me. So I have a Lamborghini Huracan Evo. He has a Lamborghini Huracan Technica, and we were cruising around today, blah blah blah, and we were talking. He asked me, what's the next car you're getting and when are you getting it? I told him in a Rolls Royce, right? And the goal was like Rolls Royce next 6 months, right? That was the goal. And I think a lot of people outside of, and this admittedly has become a frustrating thing for me because I feel like it leaves people feeling, not empowered. And you said to me, you're like, yeah, you need to like figure out what next car you're going to get. You know what I mean? Like, and we talked about how we have to like extend ourselves and really set those high goals and like, always keep the money moving. But in the inverse, and admittedly, because I know what it was like to think the opposite, I was always told that like, you have to be very like strategic and you can't, and really risk adverse. Right. And the way you said it to me sounded very like, don't overthink it and just like, make the commitment first and let the chips fall where they may. I just feel like, I'm curious your opinion. Do you feel like that, right? Because my mom will say this to me. She'll be like, do you really have to like, just fucking, put your back against the wall? And I'm like, yeah, like I have to do it. I get super bored super easily. We talked about that. Do you think that that's something that you're born with or that's something that you can cultivate? And you've seen people turn their life around, right?
Yeah.
And I would at first, and admittedly, at first I'm like, this person's going to be a loser. Then later on in life, I'm like, I don't count anyone out.
Yeah.
What do you think about that?
So first, my mom's like, I shouldn't be getting advice from my mom.
Right.
She had the first 18
Admittedly,
years, and then after that, I love
the
her,
same way.
right? She lives with me now. She's still telling me, "Are you sure?" Like she'll ensue doubt. They'll what's the word I'm looking for? Project their fears onto you, but won't call them fears. They'll call them strategic questions. You know what I mean?
Right.
So we were saying, you live in abundance or scarcity. There's no in between. Abundance is it's all there. I'll figure it out. I'll go get it. I don't need to make money. The money's already made. Resourceful. Scarcity is like, what if? I don't know. This, what if? You know what I mean? Like a lot of it's fear. Fear. So that's the thing. Once I categorize, right? So I say it's different for me now, where like the opportunities I get are kind of vetted based on the people in my circle and shit. And when I get, so I say yes for the most part, and then I figure it out. Not so much wherever the chips fall, but they're gonna fall. I'm just gonna be like, well, if this building, we're looking at something, right? And it's like $2 million and I don't have the down payment for it. I got to figure it out. But the deal makes sense and that's the opportunity. Now I got to reverse engineer it. All right, how do I got it? I don't got it. But damn, Pablo, you got some money saved up, right? You're talking about investing, like whatever it is. Or I got to go to hard money or I got to go this. What are the numbers on this? So do you see what happened? I just got real creative. Where if I'm like, nah, I don't got it. You just stop the whole process of like figuring it out. And the deal isn't as important as the creative process. That's why I tell people like I'm creative, maybe not in art, maybe not in hair, maybe not tattoos, but like in figuring shit out. And it's super fucking fun. And, and I love to be surrounded by people like that.
Where did that come from? Because that's a gift, honestly. Like, where did that come from to be able to just like figure it? Because most people, they
Are
don't
pussies.
Listen, most people, If you put somebody against the wall, 9 out of 10 times they will figure it out.
Sure.
Do they want to? Do they want it bad enough? Like, here's the thing, right?
But they don't let it happen.
Let's do a scale. So if you got a kid and somebody's about to take your kid, you're gonna run after that motherfucker, destroy him probably, and grab your fucking kid.
Charlie. Literally.
If they take a piece of bubble gum from you, you're gonna be like, whatever, fuck him, piece of shit.
Right.
You're not, you know what I mean? Like, there's not enough pressure there.
Right.
So now the thing is, like, the pressure does. Sometimes life is life. Not sometimes, it always is. And you'll have pressure, and people will bitch and complain about it because they never had that pressure, even though it's light. It's like going to the gym first time. You're like, yeah, no shit, you've never been here.
Yeah.
So you don't develop that muscle, the brain muscle. So, you know, I'm at a different point, and I still think I'm down here because the people I hang out with and I look up to are up here. So I consider everything like luxury problems for the most part. Right. And so when you develop that muscle, you have an understanding of it. And like, it's not like, hey, I'm looking to put my back against the wall all the time. And I like gambling and I like risk, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's like, I know the answer is this wall and my back there. And I'll figure whatever the fuck out. So that's how. So earlier today you were saying about a vision board. So like vision board, or if I have it in my head, like cool. Like I know the house I want to buy and I live. I know how much it costs. I know who lives there. I know what the taxes are. I know when I'm going to live there. I know how much the monthly payment is. I know what the down payment is. I know everything. And I don't have the house yet, but I have it.
You already bought it.
I bought it. It's done already. The decision is made. I executed already. I just got to go get it.
Man, my mentor always said, he always told me, he said, Pablo, and I didn't understand it years ago, but now I've seen so many examples of it, and also it in my own life, where he's like, before you hold it in your hand, you have to hold it in your head first.
Bro, I drive by it. I go up the driveway once in a while. People on IG see it. I'm like, they're like, when? People are rooting for me.
Wow.
You know what I mean? They know it. So now I'm like, I build this like, cool, that I take them on the journey. So if it's a car, if it's anything, like before I had my car, like as a kid, we were saying I had a poster, right? It's like one day I'll get a Lambo. Then see the dealer. My son loves cars, and he was like, let's go to dealerships. And I'd be like, I don't want to go because I don't have money, right? I'm like, I don't want to go. I don't want to window shop.
Yeah.
And so like he's like, come on. So I did it for him. Now you're developing a relationship. And you know what changed? I asked the guy, yeah, what does it take to get a Lamborghini? And he goes, oh, it's easy. And I'm like, you know, yeah, easy for you.
Yeah.
I don't have all that money. He's like, no, you don't need it. We finance. I said, what? Like it's so simple.
Yeah.
But because it was this, it's like that
100%.
house, like you could never get it.
Yeah.
You know?
So you probably realize that it can hold you back from your goals. You know what I mean? Why do you think people create distance like that between
5 years?
Like why? But even they do it with people too.
Yeah.
Like they're like, well, he's different. You know, I've people have said that to me. They're like, Gable, you know, it's easy for you to talk on camera. But I always think like, it's like, I always thought of talking on camera as the only fucking way I was going to be successful. Like people ask me, they're like, how'd you figure this all out? I'm like, fuck, I was like, cause I figured out that everything else doesn't work for me. You know what I mean? I'm curious too. So this is not kind of switching gears, but not really. I'm gonna say a quote, and you can, I guess, tell me your opinion on it. And I love this quote. If you want to help people, start a charity. If you want to make money, start a business.
Correct.
Do you agree with that?
Absolutely, 100%.
What do you think about people that say, well, I don't care about money, I just want to help people?
They don't have money.
Okay.
What do I think about them? Like,
Yeah.
first, I think they're just ill-informed, right? So they have a pattern and a belief system that says money is bad. And that's why you don't have it. You're a good person, because if you had money, it's a bad thing. The chase and everything, right? So now they're telling themselves, they have a little movie, like a camera inside their head. They're the director, they're the actor, they're the supporting actress. They also did the score. You know what I mean? Like they're playing a fucking movie in there.
Yeah.
And you can't tell them, it's in my core. You can't tell them shit. My core belief, it's evil, it's this, it's capitalistic, it's whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Little do they know that's like, it's a tool. You know, the whole like a hammer. You could build a house or fucking bash somebody's skull in.
Yeah.
It's what you do with it. Having a hammer allows you to build and help people get into homes.
Yeah.
Right? Same with money. Now, obviously, there's people that just don't utilize it, but I don't think money is the bad thing. I think it's the human being behind it
Right.
and how they utilize it.
Yeah.
So I didn't in the beginning understand it, but I learned in helping all these people. Listen, I learned this in recovery. Help yourself first before you try to help somebody else. And at first it was like, I want to help my parents. And they're like, whoa, I want to help another recovering addict. They're like, no. Fix you first. Once you fix you, then you can fix others. It's the same thing with money. Like, it's a tool. So utilize it, learn it first, and then you can help other people get successful or houses. I do one-on-ones. I'm helping some kid now get his first car. Oh, the fulfillment, and that's fucking great. But, if you had money, then...
Yeah,
you're a bad guy.
Exactly.
You're the douchey guy with the Lambo.
So I'm curious about that. So, like, do material things motivate you?
A little bit. Like, listen, we have another one. So, who's the best swimmer in the world?
Michael Phelps.
Okay, when he wins, right? Do they just cut the fucking tape, or he goes to a podium and he gets a gold fucking medal?
Yeah.
Right. Sports, you get a trophy. Right. They're trophies. Right. It's a mile marker. It's a measuring tape of accomplishment. Okay.
Yeah.
You know who bitches and moans about that? The motherfuckers who are at the podium.
Yeah.
Right. So like, because once I get it, you know how it is. After a week, you're like, all right, that was cool. I like the process. I want to do this shit again.
Yeah.
I want to swim again. I want to compete.
Yeah.
It's okay to be competitive, right?
Yeah.
Like, I want to fucking win.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want a second place. Like, what, I got to tell somebody why I lost now?
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, it's competitive to me, but not competitive in the front. Like, Michael Phelps isn't coming in and like, ha, 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 look at my medal.
Yeah.
No, he's in the cover of the Wheaties box while you're fucking eating it.
Yeah.
Right? And it's like, it's crazy because we put athletes and celebrities on this pedestal. Like, if Jordan's got 5 rings on his hand, he's not showing off. He's like, damn, can't wait for the documentary. All of a sudden you do it. You're like, look at you, you fucking materialistic douchebag.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
True.
it's like,
True.
why? Because unfortunately we're an example of what they can be.
Yeah.
The other ones are so out of reach.
Yeah.
They're like, God gifted him.
Yeah. So it's almost like you
Yeah.
are a mirror and they don't like what they see.
Because they could do it. Especially if you grew in the same town, you didn't have shit, struggled, everything. You know, you're like, damn, yeah, he's selling drugs. That's what it is. Right? He's scamming people. It's impossible. So it's ready, patterns and beliefs again. So,
Yeah.
Do I like materialistic shit? Yeah, I want to fucking do donuts in my fucking Lambo with gold teeth. I want to, you know what I mean? Like, that's my thing.
Hell
Right?
yeah.
I want to look like a rap video.
Fuck yeah.
That's, you know, do I apologize for it? Never. Let me tell you what. So I remember a couple years ago at my salon close by over here, we were having issues with employees and this and that. There were a lot of complaining. And one of my leaders, I'm like, yo, like, what is it? Like, tell me, let me help it. And she's this, and then she goes, you know what though? I think it's like you have the car, you have a Rolex, and like people don't like that. You know what I mean? And this, and I was like,
This is someone who works for you?
yeah.
Okay.
And I thought she was like on my team, right?
Right.
Like, meaning like, and she was like building a little team against me. So I'm like, you know, and I was like, I sat with it with a little bit. Like, I was like, I don't even respond to this shit. She like guilted me really quick. I wasn't prepared. And so my 2 options were like, cool, I got to take the watch off, sell the car, hide it. Like, I can't, to them, it's showing off. To me, I was just like, I'm fucking happy. Look, I did it. You guys could do it too. And I stopped. And in that same conversation, and I was like, yo, why don't you guys just ask me how to get it? And I'll help you guys too. And I was like, but I also made a commitment. I'm like, I'm not going to let somebody's emotion, you know what I mean, or what they think dictate how I run my life. I knew when I got clean that I'm going to be transparent.
Yeah.
This is what you want to come through the journey. Cool. She wasn't in alignment. And I can't get you back in alignment if those are your beliefs. And I swear to myself, moving forward, like, I'm not going to hide. I'm not going to park my car around the corner. I'm not going to fucking have a different outfit in my, like, this is a lot of work. You know, the team that I have now, you were at the salon, is like on fucking board. Super, they're like, yeah, that's my guy's fucking Lambo. That's his shit right there. It's not like, ooh,
Yeah.
it's game changer.
How do you build that culture? How do you get them to want, maybe not what you want, but want what they want enough to know that job that they're working? Is it going to be the vehicle to get them there?
I hire. It's in the hiring. Energy, high energy, work ethic, extremely good work ethic, alignment, right? And you can't have 2 out of 3. Like the energy is high. I need positive.
So no skill.
Huh?
So
I don't
not
care
skill.
about skill. I'll teach you. I'll pay somebody to teach you. I'll send you somewhere. You could be very skillful and you're an asshole. I can't un-asshole you. Right?
It's the unteachable stuff.
Yeah, like I can't do that.
Wow.
But if you're like, and listen, do you have to be perfect at all 3? No, but you need all 3.
Yep.
So like I could increase your work ethic this much more.
Yep.
I could help with your energy. Come on, like smile, bro. What's
Yeah,
good?
yeah. Cool.
High five
cool.
everybody. You
Okay.
see me, I was high fiving everybody.
Yeah.
And then
Good.
alignment. We ain't got to agree. Go get the car. Right? It's like the
Right.
town. Like, go get the car. All right, cool. You don't got to know where we're going. Like, but that's the alignment. Once you question everything, well, then we're not in alignment anymore. Your fears are taking over, your insecurities, and you're gonna fuck everything up. Are there sometimes people that I'm pretty good at hiring and vetting? I'm showing them how to do it. They're doing good. Do some slip? Cool. I correct it right away, and usually it's good. And if not, I give them the opportunity to be successful somewhere else.
What an opportunity.
It is. It's better than mine. Shit, you're not happy here anyway, so.
Okay, so we've talked about, the beginning. Kind of, so like I did want to like, I think that is something that's interesting with business owners is they, they're on social media, they're doing all this stuff, business, money, cars, whatever, all these things. Yeah, right. But reality is like some of these guys have families. You're included in that, and some of these guys have like genuine, things that they concern them. They have to drop. You have to drop stuff, put stuff down to go do right. So, what's that like for you? And how do you? I've heard that like balance doesn't necessarily fully exist. It's like
the myth.
You live in harmony.
It's a myth.
Like your kids know that you're a business owner, that you bring them with you, whatever that looks like. So without me getting into it, what does that look like for you to have personal and professional put together?
So, business is a relationship.
Yeah.
And so is my family. It's a relationship.
It is.
What I do in business, I do in family. What I do in family, I do this. So if I lie, steal, and cheat in business, I'm probably going to do it in my other relationships too.
Sure.
So it's all encompassing. Are they all perfect in this? No, right? But it's like the majority. Work-life balance is a myth. It's seasons. So it's grinding season for me this year. It's fucking bananas. And then it's not. And then it might be quick again, or it might be 2 years of grinding season. Like that's what it is. My wife works with me, even though she's somewhere else. We work in the same company, and I have kids, so I have ready. Yeah, a lot of talks with my wife. She goes to the same seminars. I can't just learn it, and she doesn't. Right? It has to be the same. We have those conversations before we got married. I'm very selective of who my wife hangs out with. Not like, hey, you got to hang out with these people, but I'm going to be like. And my wife's super bubbly, friendly, smiles. She gets along with everybody, but she can't spend too much time with people that either don't have the drive or, you know what I mean? Like we can't hang out with family a lot. Like we do. No, like my in-law, but like their thinking is this. It just is what it is.
Training.
You're going to like, you will step down to them. They'll never step up to you.
Wow.
So you have to be selective. So we're always like, I'll find somebody new. My buddy Sammy, not new, but like, I went over his house and I'm like, wow, this fucking dude, not just house, but like his energy, his love. He's like, bro, anytime, have the family, meet my wife. So my wife met his wife at an event and like, hey, let's go to the pool. I'm like, cool. These are the people because they travel like us. Like we're travel first class. Like we go to Europe for a month. Like we do shit like that. I'm like, I'm not going down the shore. You know what I mean? And eating fried fucking, or cheesesteaks or some shit. Like, cool, I did that when I was younger. Like, that's just, it's because of the conversations and everything. So I'm selective like that.
Yeah.
And it's not money. 'Cause I'll hang out with people that got no money, but they don't live in a poor mindset.
It's a way of thinking.
It's a way of thinking, of raising. Usually they're like, they don't have it, but I can see they're going to get it. And so, because if not, you're always apologizing and hiding. Must be nice. Ooh, like, I can't tell them. My 2-year-old paid $5,000 for a first class seat that doesn't even sit in it. They're going to be like, what are you, crazy? And now I'm like fucking explaining to them, well, I bought it with my Amex points, and so it didn't cost me nothing.
Shout out Amex.
Yeah, I got a lot of them.
Do you?
Yeah.
Wait, can you say how many?
Fucking 15 cards. All businesses are. Yeah, good and bad.
That's awesome.
But and then my wife and I communicate all the time.
Yeah.
We don't yell. Like there's a bunch of stuff there. But I'll usually go somewhere to a seminar or something first, relationship ones too, and then I'll bring her with me because, you know, like if we both go at the same time, sometimes it's tough.
Sure.
You're trying to do it together. Like I need to do it. She'll go to other ones too, but I incorporate my kids and everything. My son's 14. He's like interested in business. He'll work. Almost all our friends have businesses. So now it's just like
How that works, huh?
you know, we end up going to the same events, going to these parties. We're vacation. We go to Portugal for a month. Everybody meets us there that could go there. So, you know, in the beginning, it is tough though, because you're trying to like balance your friends, your old friends and family, these new people. And then you can't bring your old friends to these new people. You know what I mean? And then,
Yeah.
So, but I think it's a very important factor. And I'll finish with this. My wife needs to support me 100%. It's not a 50-50 relationship. It's primarily me in charge. Okay? And I've had this conversation with her because something like I'm going to protect, I'm going to provide, I'm going to do everything. She needs to do that. I don't need you to support me when shit is good. That's easy. I need you to support me when the fucking boat is rocking and like water's coming in, and I don't need you to be like, well, are we going to be okay? Well, is it, I almost want to say, but I don't, like, shut the fuck up. Let me do my thing. Like, I won't say that to her. Do you know what I mean? And she know, when I look at her, she's like, I got you. Sometimes she doesn't, and I gotta like, but I'm like, what happens is like, now I'm explaining it to you instead of fucking putting out this fire and figuring it out. And I have to like, it's the alignment part.
Yeah.
That's what I mean by like, it's the alignment. Like, this is where we're going. It's going to be rocky. You know what I mean? Bring your parachute with you, and we're going to make it happen. And my wife, she supports me with everything. She questions once in a while. She ain't like that. Like, yeah, do whatever you want.
Right.
She's like, are you, her way is like, are we good? And I'm like, no, we're not good.
Yeah.
I always make it worse. I'm just like, I need you to tighten it up. You know? She's like, you know how it's like Amazon gets out of hand, especially with all business and everything. And then online, I'm like, yeah, we gotta turn the faucet off right now.
Yeah.
But then 6 months from now, 8 months from now, you know, we're Gucci again.
Gucci.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. Gotta keep that money moving.
Yeah. It's also how you, same as business, right? So see how it's the same?
Yeah.
When times are good, you're going to renovate the fucking place. You know, do some shit. Let's throw some parties and picnics and shit.
Oh, yeah.
When it's tight, you're like, yeah, remember that Christmas party where I allowed you guys to bring your significant other? We're not doing that. If you guys want drinks, it's on your tab. I'll just pay for the food.
Bring your own drink.
Yeah, but it happens. Like, that's just part of the journey, man.
So, and I think a lot of people probably see in your case, like the Lambo, the Rolex, the first class, whatever they see. Yeah. But I'm sure a lot of people find interest in like, what does your day-to-day look like? What do you like? And something I actually asked Eric once, and I thought was so interesting. What's a thought that you think every day that you're like, what's in your actual head? Like, what do you do actively throughout the day? Sure. But then also like, what are you thinking about? Like what's in a forefront of your mind? I'm
like disciplined with my calendar.
Okay.
So like my schedule, like I wake up, I train. Mondays are my non-negotiable. I have meetings every Monday, 8:30 in the office. My team, we go month to day, and then projections, strategies, they go out. Then Tuesdays and during the weeks, I'll have other meetings with people.
Yeah.
I'll go to the salons, I'll touch base, and, you know, I'm like my schedule's already done like next week, right? Like I'm like a week or two. Manufacturers, negotiations, a lot of relationship building. So as tired as I am, like I go meet people. It's a dinner, you know what I mean? Like you got to just, if my buddy's like, hey, you got to meet this guy. He's telling me I got to meet this guy. Like I got to meet this guy.
Meet this guy.
If I'm like, no, you know.
That's what Pablo was telling me.
Yeah, like you just got to do it.
About you. He was like, you got to meet this guy.
You got to say yes.
I mean, I know.
He's like, we're going to be in New York all day. I'm like, all right.
Bro, I got to be up tomorrow.
Yeah.
Stupid early for it to be where I got to go. But you know what? Like what I look forward to is like, you know, knowing each other for 10, 15, 20 years to come.
Yeah.
And like a valuable relationship, like, you know, and like where we can learn, we can work together, whatever that looks like. But that would never happen if you don't take the time and you don't like, you know, and all this stuff. So it's again, we appreciate this.
Listen, Eric is very similar. Like,
Yeah.
you know, I hung out with him a bunch of times and everything. It's like boom, 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 boom. Like I meal prep. I bring like, I don't cook it. I buy it and I bring it with me. Today I didn't because I was like, cool, we're going to eat.
Yeah.
I save time. So I'm like efficient and productive with my time all fucking day. I know people say crush it. Like I crush it all day and I get tighter and tighter. And that's what I got too many moving parts.
Yeah.
Less to think about.
Not to. So like I'm not so much day-to-day operations anymore. Like I have my leaders doing that, but it's like top level strategies and then meetings, relationship building meetings or negotiations. That's where I spend most of the time. But a fucking pipe bust, best believe I gotta fucking fix it. I'm gonna fix it.
Put the fire out.
It just is like I'll go through my resources, but if I can't,
Gotta figure it out.
that's what I gotta do. Real estate's like that. I have a real estate portfolio too, and we're our own management company. I have my guys that go out, but like that day with the fire, or almost fire, like I had to figure it out while I was on a plane. Saturday I got to go look at some of my sites. I'm gonna bring some tools just in case I got to fix some shit. Do I want to? No, but like, you know, I'm short of guys, so it is what it is.
So before we close out, we've talked about a good amount of things. However, I'm curious to know. I know we briefly talked about it today, but would love to share to people watching. Where are you going? What's the dream? What are you dreaming about? Where are you headed right now?
I don't want to dream. So like I've changed it to like what's gonna happen. Right?
What decision have you made?
So the decision that I made is like I'm getting to 100 salons. I do it through a shared services platform.
Yep.
Where I don't need to just do acquisitions. I partner with them. It's easier. It's better. I already have all the systems.
Yes, sir.
We do a management fee, but all the discounts, everything kind of wash it out, so it costs them nothing. Then as I start climbing that up, I'd love to bring in our own product, and I want to exit, but not just for me to exit. All these other salon owners will exit with me at the same time. And so, you know, we 4X that. And then I have an exit for the product too. And then, you know, chill 6 months and do it again. Just do it quicker this time.
Love it, man. Well, first of all, this has been an amazing episode. Very insightful, value packed. I feel like we touched on some things that were not typical questions that you would ask, you know, an entrepreneur. So hopefully they were somewhat refreshing, some of the questions that we asked. We really appreciate your time. 100%. So for those that want to get in contact with you, you know, because I know that you also recently let out like more so like a one-on-one coaching program, one-on-one mentorship. Where can people find you if they want to inquire about that mentorship? Just follow along on your journey and just see what you're up to on a day-to-day.
The easiest way is Instagram. It's chop, CHOP _SAFIL, ChopSafil. Hit me up, DM me, send me questions or whatever. You know, follow my journey. It's I get a lot of fulfillment and helping people, right? Hopefully they get something from it. But yeah, this is fun, man. Connecting with you guys. Thank you guys so much, man. It's very, you know, we reciprocate the same energy.
Yeah. It's amazing meeting like-minded individuals and very rare. So we really appreciate your time. Absolutely. Anything else that you wanted to?
Episode 24. That's good.
Episode 24, closing out.